Herc Gomez, the president of the Mexican Football Federation, is once again pitching the idea of a tournament involving both CONCACAF and CONMEBOL. What do you make of it?
Sounds like it wants some more money, and that's what it comes down to. Bottom line, it's the bottom dollar. It's how can we milk more money with our confederation, within our confederation, and the two most powerful federations coming together to do just that. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's exactly what we're making it to be. There is no other way around it. It's a money thing.
Wait a second, Herculez. You cannot turn yourself into the cynic here on Futbol Americas. That's my role. What about from a competitive standpoint? Put yourself in the shoes of a United States Federation or Mexico. You're constantly looking for better competition. Doesn't this tournament afford you that?
It does. It does. But if you're CONCACAF, you have to decide what's better, that teams like the U.S. men's national team in Mexico get better, or that CONCACAF in general gets better, because it's not just those two teams. Canada exists, Costa Rica, Panama, Honduras, El Salvador, and then you go Caribbean nations, then you go every other nation that's under your umbrella, you have an obligation to them. This is why, and we've had this discussion before, the CONCACAF Nations League does no good for the U.S. men's national team or Mexico. It does plenty of good for the rest. And when I mean rest, I mean the teams that weren't, for example, in the octagonal. It's going to do wonders for them, raising their levels, but very little for the U.S. men's national team or Mexico. This, in theory, would raise that. But should CONCACAF be okay with it?
Well, I understand there are many countries in CONCACAF, not just the United States and Mexico, who we tend to focus on. From a competitive standpoint here, though, I would be kind of worried if I were sitting in CONCACAF shoes. Because remember Copa America Centenario? Yes, of course, Mexico going out 7-0 against Chile historically in the quarterfinal. The U.S., Herc, in the semifinal didn't fare much better. They lost to Argentina 4-0. The gap between the best in CONCACAF and the best in CONMEBOL really seems to be quite large. And these tournaments only show us that more, don't they?
The best, because that Chile team was bicampeón. I mean, they won 2 straight Copa America titles, so they were the best in that time in the region. But that's what you want if you want to get better. You've got to play against the best. You don't want to keep playing against teams that are rated 100+ FIFA ranking or whatever ranking you may want to use. That's not going to get you better. So while there may be some every once in a while 4-1 drubbings or whatever, or even a 7-0 like we saw Mexico in the hands of Chile, what if it's not? What if you're constantly getting better? What if you're constantly brushing shoulders with their best? By osmosis, you're just going to get better. It's just going to be a reality.
So when we talk about the World Cup, we say, what would constitute a successful tournament for the United States? I think usually it's like getting out of the group phase, anything beyond that, icing on the cake. For a tournament like this, last time around the U.S. got to the semifinals, Mexico got to the quarterfinals. For you, what would constitute a successful tournament for the United States men's national team at the next Copa America, not Centenario, it wouldn't be a 100-year celebration, but the next time we see CONMEBOL and CONCACAF team up?
Semis, at least.
Really? You think they're one of the top 4 teams in both confederations?
No, but that should be your goal. I mean, Jurgen Klinsmann, when the U.S. men's national team wasn't one of the top 4 in their confederation, was, and by the way, semis isn't top 4, it's top 8. It's not winning the semis, it's getting to the semis. So Jurgen Klinsmann, when he was the head coach of the national team, U.S. men's national team, said semis is our goal. He was vocal about that when some would have said, wait a second, you're American, you're supposed to say we want to win. He was realistic about it. He knew where they can get to the ceiling. He knew what you wanted. If you're hosting again, if you do it the right way like they did the last time, not only are you going to make money, not only are going to people come out, not only are people going to be watching, not only are going to have television networks dying for this airtime, but you're going to be better for it. And if you realistically want to compete, set yourself a realistic goal. Set yourself an actual goal.
All right, so there it is, Yon de Luisa. A big idea. Let's see if it comes true. CONCACAF and CONMEBOL together again for an all-continental tournament.